Ladue Gardens in Moncton, Maryland welcomes you to the APGA National Meeting. Enjoy!
Hello!
From Lincoln.
Pick Sue.
From Chicago, Illinois.
Wishing you a great conference.
We've been working really hard in the gardens. We hope to see you here soon.
Welcome to Wednesday. We have some absolutely amazing sessions for you this Wednesday as part of our association's virtual conference. In this grouping, we have our association's annual business meeting, also recognizing our outgoing and incoming board of directors, including our new president of our board of directors, Marilyn Mack, and we'll also have an engaging idea cafe later on in this session with some other important updates mixed in between. But first, to get things going, one of my most respected partners, Rick Cooksey, who's the Director of Forest Health Protection for the United States Forest Service, has a special message to welcome you to Wednesday. Rick?
Hi, my name is Rick Cooksey, and I'm the Director for Forest Health Protection for the USDA Forest Service. This is my third annual conference with the American Public Gardens Association, and I'm really very excited to be with you. So although this venue has become virtual over the last 2 years, I think that the conference is made, this conference and the one before it, maybe better than ever. It's hitting the mark to assemble this dynamic and talented community to share knowledge, explore innovation, and to build a sense of interconnectedness that serves the public and conserves nature. We have had a long partnership with APGA. We've collaborated for more than 8 years now. Our partnership has helped the Forest Service to reach a tremendous amount of people about the importance of forest health and the many impacts of serious pests and diseases and changes to our environment, from climate change to forest loss. APGA projects and programs help us tell the story of forests and how we can benefit from them through the education outreach capacity of public gardens to engage visitors of all ages on these important subjects. Launched in 2015, the Forest Health Education Partnership utilizes a unique experiential opportunity with the public gardens to provide and to educate the public about plant protection. Through this program, public gardens use the urban forests and plants that we're surrounded with every day in our lives to connect people and the natural world and to become acquainted with the Forest Service and the ecosystems that we manage. So since its inception, this partnership has supported the creation of over 150 specific educational tools that relate to forests and forest health. These materials engage youth and adult audiences in plant protection, and they demonstrate how the Forest Service helps protect our valuable resources. These include forest health signs, field guides, activity books, as well as lessons, nature journals, and virtual activities. So since 2015, the APGA printed and disseminated over 20,000 copies of these educational materials to 115 gardens in 36 states, as well as 3 Canadian provinces. We are grateful for this success. We need to continue our efforts to reach a wider audience, and I know that the association has been working hard to expand our reach to diverse communities, to have materials available in different languages, and to expand our multi-generational materials around the gardens. We also work together on the important work of forest gene conservation. Our partnership is looking and focusing on the future to understand ways to protect and conserve imperiled tree species. We're working together with you to conserve tree species that are at risk, to look down the road and see how we can conserve those that we can and understand that those that may be at risk. We're collaborating with a network of botanical gardens and arboreta to make collections of 8 at-risk species for propagation and for future planting in gardens. These include several cycads, oaks, magnolias, and other species that appear on the red list and are imperiled and at risk around the world. We are also in collection of unique species that, through seed conservation, seed banking, we've had almost 30 collections, and in many cases have distributed some of this material to the gardens within our network for ex situ conservation. And finally, we're working together to understand the risks coming our way. We will continue our relationship. It's an important one. We're finalizing an agency-wide memorandum of understanding now between the American Public Garden Association, the Botanic Gardens International, the Center for Plant Conservation, and Plant Conservation Alliance to enhance and expand our education and genetic conservation efforts. Thank you for being here. We are proud to be a sponsor and supporter of your work and the diversity of this community. Its practitioners, educators, and conservation are the strength and ensure its impact. Thank you again for your partnership, and I hope that you have a terrific conference.
And now, to speak to our annual transition of board membership and for the annual business meeting of the American Public Garden Association, it's my pleasure to bring you outgoing President Brian Vogt.
Thank you, Casey. It is an honor to call the annual meeting of the association to order. First of all, I'd like to share with you that we have an astonishing staff team led by Casey Sklar. You know, if you've ever been in the white waters of the rivers of Colorado on a raft and you're precarious and you're not sure if you're going to make it over a waterfall or something, it's good to have somebody who knows what they're doing, who is brave and courageous and strong and knows how to steer the ship or the raft. And Casey is absolutely that. He is so devoted. The whole team is so devoted to the mission of the association, but more importantly, to each human being that makes up our association. They really care. They work their tails off. And it's just a real pleasure for me at this moment to say thank you to Casey and the entire staff team. Let's hear a thundering round of applause for them. I also want to share with you that one of the great pleasures of being on the board of directors is that you work with remarkable people from all over the membership. People that represent small gardens, large gardens, in-between gardens, all kinds of different areas of expertise. The private sector, they are deeply involved in making sure that the association is everything we need it to be. And what's more, and I heard this when I first joined the board, when you're sitting on the APGA board, you make friends for life, and I really feel that. I really like this group of people, and I hope that as we begin to gather together in person again, you'll have the chance to get to know members of the board and we're sharing time with one another. Now, one of the people that has made a huge influence, not only in the association, but all of us who serve on the board, is Bill Lefeve. Bill is with Serape Duke Gardens down at Duke University. Bill is such a leader in our world. He came onto the board 12 years ago, and when he did, his focus was really on finances. It was about trying to make sure that the association was stabilized and strong, and he did a tremendous job with that. So good, in fact, that he just kept serving and serving and serving and moving up the ranks. And now, after 12 incredible years of making a difference on the board. Bill will be retired from the board, but he's still part of our community, still part of our association. We're going to lean on Bill at every moment we can. We'll give him a little bit of a break, but please, another big hand for Bill Lefeve. He's just amazing. Now, these past 2 years as board president have been absolutely nothing that I expected. As you can imagine, we've all experienced a period of time that is totally different than what we thought. But know this, our association is strong and is wholly devoted to our institution, our members, and our mission. Our members, all of you, are resilient. Despite ongoing struggles, our community sticks together and champions one another. Just seeing the activity in the various communities and different symposia, work groups, bulletin boards, wow, I don't know if any of us would have made it through this last 12 months nearly as well as we have without relying upon one another. It is an amazing community. And know this especially, the core work of Public Gardens is more vital and more needed all over the world than ever before. So who better at this pivotal moment, that's the word of 2020, pivot. This is a pivotal moment for the world. We need to take on bigger things. We need to make a bigger difference. And I can't think of anyone better to lead us over the next 2 years than my friend, Mary Lynn Mack. Mary Lynn, 2 years ago, I said I was proud to be your warm-up act. Let me tell you that while I am stepping down as board president, I remain president of the Mary Lynn Mack fan club. Mary Lynn is extraordinary. I first met her about a decade ago. I could see that she was a multitasker in her soul. She likes to have multiple big things happening all at the same time. She changes institutions up close. Her work really matters. It is groundbreaking. It's creative. It's almost always fun. You have to have the fun in there, but the work is tangible as well. Mary Lynn changes hearts with empathy and respect, and with an incredible background of healing people and healing institutions. Mary Lynn is ready to change the world, and I'm going to be so proud to be sitting in that room watching her do it. We are in great hands. Mary Lynn, congratulations.
Ryan, thank you for such kind words. We as humans have been through turmoil and trials and challenges together, also as stewards of our spaces. But what amazing spaces we get to be in. Gardens remained an essential part of life for all, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. But another essential are leaders who steadied the course and gave hope and empowerment. And we were so fortunate to have Brian Vogt at the helm of the board of APGA through all of this. He's always been an inspiration to me personally, but these past 2 years have shown me that inspiration doesn't begin to cover it. When I think of leading with inclusion, when I think of passion for the work that we do, and when I think of true servant leadership, I think of Brian. And I'm grateful and so lucky to call him a colleague and a friend. I'm also grateful to be part of this amazing journey with all of you and to serve with the leadership of Casey Schlar at the helm. After 16 years of involvement with APGA, I'm both humbled and honored to step in as your board president. And I want to continue to be of service as well as learn from the experience and the wisdom that comes from all of you. I'm also very fortunate to be joined with a wonderful group of officers. Our incoming Vice President, Bruce Harkey, Treasurer, Grace Elton, Secretary, Nancy Cardis, and of course, our past president, who I'm going to continue to look for wisdom and guidance in Brian Vogt. We're also really fortunate to have some folks both joining us and rejoining us. Our continuing board member, Scott Jameson, is the Vice President of Community Partnership for Bartlett Tree Experts. And anyone that knows Scott knows that he loves trees. That's truly an understatement. But some of you may not also know that he is a fantastic board member with his past association experience. He brings such a wealth of knowledge and a wonderful perspective to the team. I'm also excited to talk about our incoming new board member, Ennis Anderson, who's the Vice President of Operations of the newly merged Botanical Research Institute of Texas and Fort Worth Botanic Garden. I had the pleasure of meeting Ennis a couple of years ago, and his financial background, his customer service experience, his vast knowledge of all things IDEA are going to be a wonderful addition to our board. And now I'd like to turn things over to Casey Schlar.
Thank you, Mary Lynn. I know from the way that you brought and cultivated passion with your part of this, that you're going to make an excellent, excellent president. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the state of our association today and give you some high points over the last year. I want to start off by saying that your association is vital and relevant, but not necessarily immune to the challenges that face our industry. Because of this, we felt it was never more important than now for our association to rise up and serve our members this past year. And an interesting note, we actually grew in our membership from over 9,700 strong members in March of 2020, now to well over 10,000, actually almost 10,500 members. And a lot of that was thanks to member support and sponsor support so that we could retain gardens and also offer access to folks who were having trouble economically to make ends meet. Our online engagement and professional development tripled. We engaged more of our members throughout our professional communities, and in a word, we provided access and accessibility. We connected more people with others than ever before, and the pandemic, as a silver lining, actually accelerated our strategic plan timeline and accessibility. And we're so proud that we were able to accomplish that. That also translated into both a record number of gardens participating in our Go Public Gardens weeks for both 2020 and 2021. So well over a third of our membership was participating in those events last year and this year. Our association's finances are stable through these turbulent times. And when you look back during the decade of 2010 to 2020, our association tripled in its operating budget size, all so that we could expand our reach and serve you better. We now have a team and a community that are dedicated to the principles of organizational excellence, and we're on our journey living out our IDEA principles. So we all grow together, and we need your continued support to accomplish this growth and to see us on our way on our journey. So the last thing I would say is that we also have an extremely talented team. And so I hope you will join me in giving a tip of your hat, a virtual thumbs up, or maybe even some virtual applause or virtual hugs to our hardworking and talented staff. They've worked over thousands of hours collectively to make this week's event what it is. And I hope you'll agree it's been fabulous so far. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Joan Thomas, Director of External Relations for the American Public Gardens Association, to remind you about the 9,700 strong campaign going on right now. This fund is critical to helping the association keep our 9,700 members, well, now over 10,000 members strong, connected to each other and to the association in the coming year. With so many gardens still in recovery, these funds help us serve our most vulnerable members. We've had great response to this campaign so far, so thank you to everyone who's given to date. We'd love to hear from the rest of you this week. So before you head off to your next session, take a moment to click on the donate button on your conference dashboard and make your gift to support this year's campaign. You can also use your phone to text 9700 strong 21 to 41444. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your conference.
From South Coast Botanic Garden to our friends at the American Public Garden Association, here's wishing you a rosy conference and a warm welcome to the incoming president, our very own Mary Lynn Mack.
We love you, Mary Lynn! And I love you, APGA.